Hey there! Today, we're going from this mess I've made with Observer to the setup with Event Aggregator. And then, we'll decide if it's the best architecture ever. Spoiler alert, it isn't. But it's another step in the right direction. Because if your sound manager needs to know about your player controller just to play a sound, or your UI has to track when a collectible despawns to update the score, you're slowly but surely drowning in dependency hell. And the bigger the project, the harder it is to swim out. Buckle up. First, let's see what we're building. I have a simple environment here where my character can run free. And previously, with the help of the Observer pattern, I implemented the ability to collect gems, which adds score and lives. You don't have to watch the previous video to follow along, but it's highly recommended. The link is in the description. In terms of code, I have the player controller that triggers the gem collected event when colliding with a gem. Then a sound manager that subscribes to this event and plays a relevant sound, and a player state manager that also subscribes to this event, adds score and lives, and when those values change, triggers its own events, score changed and lives changed. There's also a UI manager that subscribes to the player state manager's events and updates the UI accordingly. And lastly, there's a collectible controller that disables itself when trigger enters. We can also take a look at it in the graph here. The logic is decentralized, and all components are responding to events, which means we're not spending resources polling data. All in all, it's a good start. The main issue is there's a tight coupling happening here. For example, for the sound manager to know when to play the collected sound, it must know about and reference the player. And there are multiple issues with that. I'll list a couple. First, let's say we want to destroy the player object when he dies or when we're resetting the scene. Now we need to make sure to notify all of the components that rely on player controller that there's a new player component they need to subscribe to. And that's a huge overhead, especially if your codebase is a bit bigger than 2 or 3 systems. Unrealistic? Okay, how about this? You want your enemy to also be able to collect gems. Or, better yet, you're making a multiplayer game and have a second player. Now the sound manager must subscribe to its events as well. You might have a solution. Let's make the sound manager subscribe to collectible controller instead of the player controller. But it's the same issue. There are a lot of collectibles out there already. Another idea. Let's stop using events and let the collectible controller update the sound manager directly. On one hand, it solves the issue, but on the other hand, it introduces new ones. When you spawn a new gem, you'll have to look for the sound manager. And that's not the only problem. We'll have to solve this issue for every dependency out there, which defeats the whole point of the Observer pattern and brings us right back to dependency chaos. One of the alternatives is the Event Aggregator pattern. This pattern prevents chaotic references by doing something really simple. Instead of an everything references everything approach, the Event Aggregator defines a single entity that contains all events, and everyone can either subscribe to its events or dispatch their own. This inverts the dependencies and removes tight coupling, meaning that if for some reason I want to delete the player state manager, the code won't break. The score and lives will never be updated, but the game will continue working as if nothing happened. Let's see how it works. While there are better ways of doing it, I'm going to create the simplest possible implementation of this pattern. A static class that will hold all of the events. Not the most elegant solution, but it showcases the idea behind the pattern. And since events can only be invoked internally, I'll have to create a public static method for each event so that external objects are able to raise them. Next is the player controller. I no longer need the event here, and instead of invoking it directly, I'll invoke the event through the Event Aggregator. Then I need to edit the sound manager. It no longer needs a reference to the player controller, and instead of subscribing to it, the sound manager will subscribe to the aggregator's events. And the same goes for the UI manager. I need to get rid of the player state manager reference and replace the subscriptions and unsubscriptions accordingly. Lastly, the player state manager. I'll remove the reference to the player controller and replace the event invocation methods both inside the score property and inside the lives property. And while I'm at it, I'll remove the events as well. Finally, I'll update the event subscription and unsubscription in the onEnable and onDisable methods. That's it. At this point, I don't need to do anything in Unity. Just make sure that everything works as expected. The gems are collected, the sound displayed, the score increases, as well as the lives. Everything works. The current setup really looks like we're there. Everything decentralized, no tight coupling between classes, simple control flow. Everything is perfect. But is it? First, we once again created a God object. Well, a demigod. The event aggregator is not responsible for any logic, but it knows about every possible event in the game, meaning we haven't gotten rid of tight coupling. Not fully. Not to mention that every new event will require some boilerplate code inside the aggregator, the event itself, and the invocation method. Also, this particular implementation is not mockable, meaning it'll be really hard to unit test it. Well, if you care about that sort of thing. 3 videos in and we still haven't found the perfect architecture. We probably won't, but that's kind of the point. Every step forward teaches you something the previous one couldn't, and that's worth more than any single pattern. In the next video in the series, another step. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and like the video if it was worth your time. Keep on creating, and I'll see you in the next one.